without end. In these galaxies, every possible reality exists. And what is reality on any one world is mere fantasy on all others. Here, all is real and all is illusion. What is, what was, and what will be start here with the words, "In the beginning there was..."
You are listening to
Mutations.
Mid-Valley Citations. Mutations.
On Sheena's Jungle Room.
Mid-Valley.
They say this is where the reception is the coolest.
Then he probably lives right around here.
Part of the WFMU family of products.
Mutations.
Ooh, hey there. Whoa. That's how you know it's live. It's Mid-Valley Mutations here on Sheena's Jungle Room, WFMU. And, yeah. If things sound a little different, that's because we're trying something a little different tonight, because we have a very special guest here in the studio. It's Valarie of Eila Star. How's it going?
Hi, I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, and then, we might be able to actually get a third person on the line here, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have Brad Anderson on the call as well. Brad, are you there? Oh, maybe Brad's not there. Hello, Brad? Oh, maybe he can't hear us yet. But certainly, we're going to try to have Brad Anderson here on the show tonight to talk to you about an upcoming live event that we're both playing. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about this, and I'll see if I can dial in Brad.
Sure, yeah. We're playing a show on Saturday at the Portland Arts Collective, I believe is what it's called.
Indeed.
Am I right?
That is correct, yes.
I'm going to be playing with my band Eila Star. Austin is going to be doing one of his mini mutation sets, and then we're also going to be joined by Brad Anderson, who may or may not be on the phone here in a minute.
I think it's just a question of getting the technology ironed out, because it's not always easy to use the Google calls, as we'll call it, I guess.
And let's not forget the Dead Air Fresheners will also be performing that night with us.
Yeah,
with Mac Dog, I believe. Is that
correct? Yeah, Mac Dog is kind of performing with the Dead Air Fresheners, and so that's kind of their thing together. And so, yeah, we're basically here tonight to kind of like have an evening of fun and excitement while we try to promote this show. I think the sound problem might be on my end, because for some reason, where is Brad?
Do you hear me?
Oh, there we go. We got you, Brad. How's it going?
Good. I'm trying to get my camera on. Should I have my camera on as well?
Oh, you don't have to, but by all means, do what makes sense to you.
Okay, I'm there on speaker.
Yeah, there we go. How's it going, Brad?
I'll work on that.
Well, it looks like we can hear you fairly okay, and we have Valarie here.
Going well.
Yeah, and you can hear us both? Hello?
There's a bit of a lag.
Oh, I see. That's what's probably...
I can hear you, but there is a lag.
I see. Okay, well, hopefully the lag won't be too bad, so... Well, thank you so much for calling in, Brad. This is actually the first time that you and Valarie are meeting. So, hello.
Hello, Brad.
Nice to meet you. A mutual friend of ours thinks we saw you about 10 years ago at Dismal Fest in Seattle. Does that ring any bells?
Are you talking to me?
I think so.
Oh, no, I've never been to Seattle.
No? Okay, then maybe that was someone else. So that was...
Probably. There are a lot of Valaries in the Pacific Northwest, I realized.
Just trying to get the sound dialed in so that we're not all like overpowering each other.
Yes.
And of course, listeners at home, let us know how it sounds. Brad Anderson, this is the first time you're going to be playing at the Portland Arts Collective. What can we expect from you when you're playing this weekend?
Well, let's see. Something a little more abstract, something a little more, a lot of variety, a lot of sound textures, and there will be some spoken word as well.
I like that. So you're kind of fooling around with some tried and true things that you've done in the past, and then a little bit of new stuff. I haven't heard you do a lot of spoken word.
I haven't done a lot of spoken word, but I dabble in that now and then. So I will be bringing out a new piece as well.
And for those who are kind of curious about the show as well, it's Saturday. I think 7 p.m. is going to be when it starts. So it's going to be kind of like evening sort of situation in Portland. Now, you've played a few shows with Dead Air Fresheners before in the past. For people who have not heard the Dead Air Fresheners before, how would you describe them?
Are you talking to me now, Austin?
Oh, yes. Sorry, Brad.
Oh, that's okay. Again, there's a bit of a lag, so I hear myself talk, and then I hear my answer later.
I see.
That's all right. No, Dead Air Pressure is a lot of fun. It's hard to know what to expect there. It is sort of improv live on the spot, and they will wander quite far afield, and it's always interesting. I know they have some spoken word as well this time. They have Mac Dog, and he collaborated with them on their last album, and it was a very good album. So I'm looking forward to hearing that live. That should be a lot of fun. Little improv over some spoken word should be a fun show.
Yeah. And they definitely do this kind of. I think they wouldn't necessarily call it improv. I think they would call it chance determinism. But it's definitely kind of going with the moment and kind of like flowing as things are happening. Now, are you going to have any new recordings for us to pick up while we're at this show?
Well, I have put out a CD called 3 Constructions, and it's pretty new, and it's just out. And yeah, I'll bring a few copies if anyone's interested in some. A lot of piano music and a little bit of music concrete, because I am armed with a tape recorder now, so I have been using the tape recorder to make all sorts of sort of strange textures, and I'm really enjoying that. That's a lot of fun. So yeah, I will have an album with me if anybody's interested, and they're free if you like, or you can always send a few bucks to support an artist, or do whatever you feel like. Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
And I've always appreciated your forays into field recordings and things like that. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Valerie's going to have some stuff available at the show as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I will also have CDs.
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
first time ever, Eila Star has CDs.
I'm
very excited.
I'm holding one in my
give those to
hand
somebody.
right now. This one, which has, I think, 2 different live sets on it. But you're going to have the Fairy Tales one as well, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So it looks like there will actually be some merch available at this show if you want to check out these bands. And we're going to be playing some samples from it as well as the evening progresses. So you don't have to come and buy a CD just to hear the songs.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Well, and as well, I should probably mention I will be performing at the show additionally. So I'll be doing a set of mini mutations, I guess. I don't know why I'm so hesitant on that.
It's on the poster.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, I'm always excited to hear from you, Brad, and it has been a little while since we've spoken. So, in terms of, we did this kind of like longer form interview a while back where we were kind of talking about your influences and your how you kind of got to where you are. This time, you actually sent me some tracks of things that are kind of like favorite tunes and whatnot of yours, and I don't necessarily want to put you on the spot, but did you want to talk a little bit about why you picked those songs and what was kind of interesting about them?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess certain people, lately I've been a big fan of Conlon Nancarrow, an American composer who spent a lot of his time in Mexico. And he worked with a player piano, and that way he could, of course, have many more notes played than a person could with just 10 fingers. He could have a huge amount of notes, and it very painstakingly he punched those notes out one by one in this player piano roll, and did that for years in Mexico, just outside of Mexico City, and he just did that very quietly and did some amazing stuff. And just very rich textures. And he's become a little more well-known these days. And of course, these days, it's much easier to do that with computers. You can much more easily get more layers of piano, and it's a lot simpler to do. It's almost cheating, I guess, but even so.
Well, but there's something very charming about the player piano aspect.
And I'm a big fan of Conlon Nancarrow. Just wonderful stuff.
Yeah, and there's something very charming about the player piano aspect of it that's like very...
Yeah, it's just wonderful. And the fact that he just lived in obscurity for all these years. And then at the end of his life, he kind of got discovered. And yeah, he came back to America, gave shows, won government grants to help support himself, and made records. And so he's been a big inspiration. So I use a lot of piano music. I'm a big fan of piano music. I'm a big fan of Bela Bartok, famous Hungarian composer who wrote quite a bit of piano music that is really wonderful stuff. It's very intense, very rhythmic, very percussive, and so I've always been a big fan of Bartok. I play the stuff that I can. I don't play as much difficult stuff, but the more approachable stuff, I've certainly played that my whole life, and it's really wonderful music, and it's very... I know he was Hungarian, so a lot of his music is kind of inspired by sort of Eastern European scales and modes, and it has just a little different feel to it. And he was also writing music when tonal music was kind of on the way out, and music was sort of more atonal and more... You were free to do sort of anything that you wanted, and his music is just a wonderful mixture of tonal and atonal music. Really fantastic composer. One of my favorites, and so yeah, that's a good one. Edgar Varese is another composer that I'm a big fan of, kind of a very avant-garde 20th century composer, but one of the first classical people to delve into electronic music. So some of his first pieces, the first electronic pieces came from him, the first person to write for orchestra and electronics. So he was really a pioneer in electronic music, big name, and he wrote very challenging music. It was difficult for audiences. He was not always received so well. But over time, he's kind of been recognized as the groundbreaker that he was. So he was good. And I guess Pauline Oliveros is another well-known composer who was a big kind of West Coast electronic music pioneer, wrote and taught at Mills College for quite a while, and friends with Steve Reich and any number of contemporary composers. Yeah, Pauline Oliveros, really wonderful stuff. Really wonderful stuff. And I think Vladimir Usichevsky is the last one I mentioned. He's maybe not as well known. He was a big pioneer in electronic music too. He started in about the 1950s. He taught at Columbia University. He helped found the Columbia Princeton Electronic Music Center. And about 1950 on, all his output was electronic music and really wonderful stuff, very rich and evocative. He's big, not as well known, but he wrote some fantastic music for tape and electronics. So yeah, those are kind of the people that I've been kind of listening to lately and trying to draw some inspiration from.
Yeah, and we're going to try to play a few selections here from the artists that you mentioned, just to kind of give people a little taste of what they can expect from you as well. But I think we're going to lead into that DJ set by playing one of your tracks, and I'm trying to decide which one to start with. I think I might play something from your Darwinian Playground record, if that sounds about right.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard that for a while. Very nice.
Well, this is of course the Mid-Valley Mutations guarantee is that I'm going to find some old recording of yours somewhere and pull that out when I have you on the show. Well, I don't want to keep you all night because we got a lot of things that we want to get to throughout the evening. But very quickly, what else can people expect from a Brad Anderson performance that for people who maybe have never seen you play before?
Well, I think it's a lot of keyboard and sound textures, and now with my tape recorder, little music concrete, tape music and manipulated tape music. I've kind of added a lot of that and some spoken word. I've got a few spoken word pieces that I'll probably bust out. I'm looking to do some more performances here. So I'm kind of heating up venues now. I'm hoping to get out and play live here in Washington and Oregon. So
nice.
A lot of piano, a lot of sound textures, and a lot of tape music. That's what's going on these days.
That kind of sounds a little bit like what Valerie's been doing a lot lately, because you're definitely into kind of spoken word. And
I think all of us are going to be doing some spoken word at this show on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also seems like you are very interested, Valarie, in samples, field recordings, similar kinds of textures. And
field recordings has been like such a huge factor in the Eila Star band over there since the start. Yeah. Well,
is there anything else that you want to drop with us, Brad, before we kind of move on to playing a few tunes instead?
I think that's good. Thanks, Austin. Appreciate the chance to be on and say a few things, and I'll be checking out the rest of the show. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to this Saturday.
Yeah, it's always good to catch up with you, and we might have the phone lines open for just general sound depositing. So if you want to listen in later, keep your evening free.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you, Brad. See you Saturday.
Cool. Thank you so much. A little fly by the seat of our pants kind of action here. On the show. Thanks again, Brad, for calling in. We are going to do some more with the phone lines a little bit later. So if you have questions for Valarie or for us or want to contribute to the mix a little bit later, we will dial you back in. But I think to start, let's hear a little bit of Brad's music, since we just spoke with him and whatnot. Like I mentioned on the call, I'm going to play a track called Rondo from his Darwinian Playground record. This is Mid-Valley Mutations here on Sheena's Jungle Room, WFMU. And we're just a fun time tonight. Doing things a little different and experimenting as we go.
11 years ago, I was starring in a new play in this theatre in the West End. After just 3 performances, I walked out.
Mid-Valley.
In the early hours of the next morning, I came down from my flat in central London to this lane. I went into my garage, sealed the door with a duvet I brought, and got into my car.
Car Wars in half an hour on BBC One. First, a high-speed trip along the information superhighway.
Hello and welcome to the future. This is a Tomorrow's World Webwise special to put you a click ahead in the internet revolution.
Sat there for at least, I think, 2 hours in the car, my hands on the ignition key. You know, it was a suicide attempt, not a cry for help.
I drove to the south coast and took a ferry to Europe.
I just knew I couldn't be at home, I couldn't be in London, I couldn't be in England.
Live from BBC Future World here in Bristol. Meet the electronic clone. It's a perfect copy of you with a mind of its own.
I really believed that I would never come back to England. Runaway Stephen Fry broke his silence last night to reveal the torture he's been suffering. They all are worried that I've committed suicide. That's the awful thing.
The internet on your mobile phone. So good you can watch video on the move. And the coolest kit to make you an internet star on your own webpage.
But after a week, I secretly returned to England and joined the 87. I knew some massive business things. massive highs and miserable lows I've lived with.
No doubt that I do have extremes of mood that are greater than just about anybody else I know.
The psychiatrist in the hospital recommended I take a long break. I came here to America, and for months I saw a therapist and walked up and down this beach.
Every second of every day, a new user logs onto the internet somewhere on the planet. You can do it here at Future World, the BBC's glimpse of the digital future.
My mind was full of questions. Am I now mad? How have I got this illness? Could it have been prevented? Can I be cured of it? Since then, I've discovered just how serious it is to have bipolarity or manic depression, as it.
Yep, we're going online with our very own net novices, the Goodmans, who'll be straight in at the deep end with some internet challenges.
And if talk of emails, websites and search engines sounds like a foreign language to you, don't panic. That's where the WebWise campaign comes in.
Mutations.
So called. 4 million others in the UK have it, and many of the seriously ill end up killing themselves. Let's start with a remark made by a Hollywood producer to me. You don't need to be gay or Jewish to get on here, just bipolar.
Mid-Valley Mutations.
And welcome back to our little break there, where we heard a track by Pauline Oliveros and Brad Anderson, along with a little cut-ups here and there over top to flesh it out. How's it going, Valarie?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm liking the music a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to have Brad on the call earlier, mostly because I wanted to have him have a chance to talk about the songs that he picked, because I thought he picked some kind of interesting stuff that reflects his style as an artist and performer and whatnot, and yeah. So, and I had to play that Pauline track because I always dig her stuff.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, we kind of have a little bit of a what do you call it? Open dance card, I guess. We can do whatever we want, really. So we're kind of just chilling out right now. I think we were going to have you pick a couple of songs and then kind of like ease into maybe performing live later in maybe hour 2 or something.
Yeah, sounds great.
Cool. Well, let's. Where are we going next? Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull this track up here. Yeah, or is it, there it is. Yeah, so did you want to introduce this or say anything about it before we get into it?
Let's let some songs play first, and we'll talk about it after.
Okay. Well, we're going to have a little DJ set here, and when we come back, we'll talk about some other stuff. It's Mid-Valley Mutations here on Sheena's Jungle Room, WFMU, and yeah, we've got Valarie from Eila Star here in the studio, and in the what do I call it? The Lava Lamp Lounge Annex.
The Lava Lamp Lounge Annex. Happy to be here, sharing some music with anyone who's tuning in anywhere they are.
Yeah. Looks like we got some people hanging out in the digital salon. If you want to join us there, you can always go to wfmu.org/Sheena. You'll see a live listen link where it says playlist and comments. That's how you can get in there, and you can chat us up a storm. Let's see. Okay. I think a little bit later we will have the phone lines open. So for those who are feeling a little like wanting to call in, yeah, stick around. We'll get there. But yeah, let's get to some tunes first. Enjoy.
Mid-Valley Mutations. Mid-Valley.
It's your chance to get a free internet taster session.
Mutations.
So if you reckon you're ready to go online for the first time, ring us on 0800 100 900. That's 0800 100 900.
You won't be alone. There are already over 330 million people online out there, and some of them doing it in real style.
And I hope you folks at home are doing it in real style, as they say.
Or at work.
Or in the case of Laura Panic, yes, if you're at work, then please listen.
In style.
In style, yes. Yeah, we just heard a few tracks here from Eila Star and whatnot, but I think we actually have someone on the call. Let's see if we can get them into the mix here. Hello, you're on Mid-Valley Mutations. How's it going?
Oh.
Hello?
1 second. Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm in Denver, Colorado at a rail station.
Oh, I see. And this is Mac Dog, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, totally.
Excellent. How's it going?
It's going great, man.
Yeah.
Just chilling here in Denver.
Well, yeah, good timing, because we just played a Dead Air Fresheners song before you got on the call.
Awesome. Yeah, I was glad I was able to figure out getting on. I was having a few technical struggles, but I think that was just because I don't know. I'm on the go.
Yeah, traveling
from like spot to spot, man. But yeah, it should be pretty chill once I get on this freaking train.
Yeah,
we're promoting the show, right?
We are indeed. In fact, yeah. So you are going to be, if I understand correctly, performing with the Dead Air Fresheners.
Oh yeah, it's going down like on Saturday on the 11th at Portland. I believe it's at some art collective.
Yeah, the Portland Art Collective.
I'm just stoked to I get to take these not air fresheners, but like AC chargers back to O'Reilly so I can get some money. So I'll be rolling with $80, man.
I love it. Well, so for those who don't know what you do, now I understand that you do kind of like a spoken word performance kind of thing. Do you want to talk a little bit about your music history and your background?
Yeah, I started making the first Mac Dog album came out like 31 years ago. And it was more just kind of like a diss record of this like butt rock band that was on Northwest Afternoon. and they were cheesy as fuck. But hey, you know, they were trying to sound like Queensryche, and I was just like, fuck that. So I had a drum machine, and me and my buddy, we just made like a rap diss record, and it did pretty well. Eventually I moved to Olympia because I was living in Kent, Washington. When I got to Olympia, it was kind of a trip. There was a lot of independent music, independent artists. I was selling cassettes. I created a record label, Crazed Up Records, with my friend Roger, who's like does training for Boeing now, and is yeah.
Oh, I love
it's a
that.
Trip, man. But yeah, he used to be Crack Baby G, and we made lots of stuff. We tried to make a concept album where we brought John Lennon back to life and had him like we pretended like we had to be dead to go get John Lennon to bring him in from the afterworld. I don't know, lots of fun stuff. But moving to Olympia, oh my gosh, it was such a trip because like I was selling tapes for like $1, $2, and I think people had like a standard, like you had to be like Fugazi, you had to sell it for like $5 if you wanted to be punk rock, but like we were white trash, so it was like a few notches down, and it kind of like tripped out the Olympia scene people. I think, yeah. Because, I mean, I'm actually in a Grateful Dead cover band right now. If you jump into the future. But back then I could have been in a Grateful Dead cover band, but I would have never done that because I would have thought that was cheesy as fuck. Because I just wanted to, like, make records. I'd rap for quarters in front of concerts to try to just get enough money to get some food and keep putting out records and put out other people's records, too. And I went to Evergreen State College, and they had a bunch of media service stuff where they would check you out things for free. It was called Media Loan. And I was able to check out like a 4-track recorder. I was able to like check out all this cool gear that I couldn't afford and just make albums. And I remember I was living in this flop house in Shelton, and I had an Evergreen 4-track, and that's when I was like, Guns N' Roses, they screwed up, but they needed a follow-up to Use Your Illusion 2, so I dropped Use Your Illusion 3. Fuck it, you know? That's just the way the cookie crumbles. And then I was like, you know what? There's more. And I kind of understood why Axl made Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, because there's always more content. So we dropped Use Your Illusion 4. And and I was just like going around Olympia, like selling these tapes and stuff like that. And eventually I met like this dude, Toby. I think he was like homies with Modest Mouse or some shit like that. I don't know. They were all, everybody was so incestuous back in the day. He was like, oh, I want to help you make this album. And I think he thought it was like gonna like go on one of the Olympia labels, but I was like, fuck that, I have a label, man, you know, whatever. We're putting out tapes, dog. It's going down.
Love it.
Yeah, so yeah, I sold lots and lots of tapes. I put out about 19 albums all the way up to 2005, and then I had to slow my roll because I kind of switched gears on what I do professionally.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that can kind of be a blessing in disguise, though, because you can kind of start over in a different way and kind of try something new.
Yeah, totally.
Well, so how did you get hooked up with the Dead Air Fresheners? That's a good question.
Oh, it was back like in the day. I used to Dead Air Fresheners. I'd be at their shows selling tapes, selling albums out in front of them, and they used to do the Experimental Music Festival. And I would always try to hustle tapes over at the Experimental Music Festival. Actually, we did a Mac Dog show at the Experimental Music Festival 10 years ago over at the Brotherhood. And it was fun. But I was like mourning Prince's death, you know. I'm still mourning it 10 years later. It's a trip.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I met them back in the day. And Chuck Swain, he was somebody that dropped some, jams with the albums with the Dead Air Fresheners.
Yeah,
and
back
Chuck
in the
Swain,
day.
Chuck Swain and I, we rolled, man. We were dogs, man. We did cool shit. And so I was always like had mad love for him and Dead Air Fresheners, and always show up for their shows because I super admired Chuck, and it sucked I didn't get to actually cut a record with him back in the day, but we played shows all the time and hung out.
Nice.
So, but yeah,
he's kind of a legend.
Yeah, he is, man. He's like rockin'. Oh, dude, he almost beat up this dude that probably deserved to get beat up. And oh my gosh, it was wild. It was at the Voyeur. But 5 years before that same dude threw a television at my friend Mark, who was running the door. Whoa. And fucked up his shoulders. And but he gave me this guitar that I still have because he felt bad.
Wild. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I just never left Olympia.
So it seems like you're part of that scene in a big way. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Well, in terms of your working with the Dead Air Fresheners, what can we expect at this show coming up? Like, what is it going to be a little bit like the album, or is it going to be something else?
The doors are closed. I think definitely you're going to get as close to the album as you're possibly going to get.
Because you guys just released a record not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
No, like at the beginning of the year, yeah, we dropped our album, and it was really fun making the album. I really felt like what's that Mariah Carey song, "We Belong Together." Yeah, man, it kind of sounded like Mariah Carey in my head, but we kind of all had a different interpretation of what that was going to look like.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, and so you guys collaborated on this from the beginning of like it was going to sound. You guys were both working together to put that record out.
Yeah, and like we kind of knew like, okay, I'm going to be at a teacher union conference in Portland. So like right now I'm at a teacher union conference in Denver. So last year we were in Portland. And we had some time, and I was like, "Oh, dude, man, I can like cruise on over, and we can go over and just like record some music and just drop it on the one." And so we've been discussing like trying to do an album for a while, and then we recorded it, but like all of the vocal, like I guess we couldn't do like the vocals, so we did the music first, and then when we had the music, they sent it over to me, I think over Google Drive or something, and I just went and put it on my computer. And took my RV over to the F lot at the Evergreen State College, where I used to because I talk a little bit about the F lot in the in this album, and I was just like, I just need to take I was like, I need to go back in time to Olympia in 1997, like when I first moved there, and try to like kind of like this like time travel shit.
Right. Wow. I love it. Putting yourself in the place so you can actually kind of be in the moment.
Yeah, so I thought like that's what I need to do. So and it worked. I was just like, okay, just hook up my computer on the top of the bed on the RV, get the mic going, test the level. So we're like, oh yeah, this sounds good, and just went for it. And like Evergreen police were like, cruising through the parking lot, but hey, I paid for my freaking parking. It's like what can they do? And I'm an alumni too, so I'm just like they need to chill.
Right. Oh man, I love this. Well, I don't want to keep you for too long because obviously you're traveling.
Oh, I got time right now. But
okay, cool.
You tell me when you want. Yeah, right now it's actually okay because
excellent.
I'm just.
The Colorado station.
At the Colorado station.
We're getting some real-time feedback from your directions that are taking you there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Cool.
gonna be like St. Elmo's Fire when I get to Yale or wherever they're taking. That's Harvard.
Yeah. So in a way, this album that you guys did together has been in the works for well over 10 years.
Well, we've talked about it, but it actually like went down and materialized, I think, in a short amount of time. So
yeah,
like the whole concept of whatever happened lyrically, that just was like, I had to come up with something where I was like, what would I have done if I was there? And I was thinking about that. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'd probably be thinking about.
Nice, very cool. Yeah. Well, it has a nice kind of cohesiveness to it, where like when you listen to the whole piece, like it really is satisfying to hear the whole thing all the way through and. Like, it sounds like you guys took some time working on this.
Yeah, and we wanted it to kind of have that like arc, and I had a song about Michael Hutchins' last day on the earth.
Oh wow!
And it was like kind of like a rock opera, like it was a concept song. It was like about 16 minutes long, but it like went through a lot of parts, and yeah, it was really challenging to play live, but fun when we did, because there's like a story behind why Michael Hutchins, is no longer with us. And I believe that Bono was the one who encouraged him to do what he did, which, is why we don't have, why NXS is still not where it's at.
Oh, interesting. So clearly you were a big fan, and this is kind of something you've been thinking about for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of NXS. I actually had tickets to NXS at the Key Arena the day that Kurt Cobain died. And I couldn't go in. I couldn't go in because we were like there at the Seattle Center, just like mourning the death of Kurt Cobain. And we were just having like a makeshift memorial. And I was like, do I want to leave like my people and go see NXS play Suicidal Thought, or just like be in solidarity with like everyone that was like bummed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being on the radio when the Michael Hutchins' death was announced, and so I wasn't sure whether or not I should get on the air and say something or just kind of play it cool, and so I don't think I said anything.
Probably good call.
Yeah. I mean, it's better to think about those kinds of things before you jump in. Well,
Yeah.
all right, so you're going to have some tapes for sale at this show, hopefully?
Oh yeah, I'll have tapes, I'll have CDs. I have like the garbage pail kits with the QR code. I don't know if I'll have any zines, but I do have shirts. I definitely have shirts.
Nice. Yeah, well, I'm going to try to bring some zines too, because that's kind of my thing. If you do find some, we'll do a little trade.
Oh yeah, I just gotta like get the stash. I'm trying to get like all my merch like better consolidated, because it's a trip. Like I have different types of shows, and I was like, oh, Mac Dog shows, I just bring all the Mac Dog merch. But
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense. Try to keep it separate. So.
Yeah, but it won't be like a traditional Mac Dog show. I don't think where usually I just play songs from albums and stuff like that. There is massive improv.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in person. It's gonna be good. I mean, I've seen the Dead Air Freshener, but I've never seen you guys together. So.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna bring the energy. That's for sure.
Cool. Well, we do have some other stuff that we got to get to, so I think we're going to wrap this up. But anything else before we go? It's been lovely to talk to you.
I'm trying to think. Just come to the show. It's going to be super awesome, and I'm really excited. Looking forward to it. I fly back to Seattle tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to be driving down. But I did find out I'm going to be missing a free Built to Spill show in Ballard.
Oh.
But it's okay. I'll catch Built to Spill another time. So
they're not going anywhere.
I'll channel Doug Marsh and try to do some like mind games where I can try to bring his element into the show somehow, but only the good parts.
Okay.
So I guess that's all I got.
Okay. Yeah. We'll look forward to that. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for calling in, Mac Dog. It was a real pleasure. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
Yeah. Let's kick it at the show. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cool. Well, take care.
You too. I'll see you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
And that was Mac Dog of the Dead Air Fresheners Mac Dog collaboration that you'll be able to hear a little bit of if you come to the show on Saturday. That was kind of cool. I did not expect that to happen, but he came through at the last minute. Okay, well, before Mac called in, we actually had a little set of music, largely picked out by my guest here, Valarie of Eila Star. Do you want to talk about the songs you chose and kind of what inspired those choices and things like that?
Sure, yeah. Well, I wanted to keep a theme tonight, things that inspired the band that I'm performing with this Saturday at the Portland's Art Collective at 8 p.m., I believe.
I think so, yeah.
With the Dead Air Fresheners, Brad Anderson, and Mid-Valley Mutations. So the first track I picked was Pitoile by Claire Rousey. Very gorgeous improvised percussive piece. Followed that up with another percussive piece, 1-3 from Hofly, Kazuya Matsumoto, Yui Onodera, and Sawako. Sawako has always been one of my favorite ambient ASMR improvisationalists. Very glad that I got to interact with her a little bit online and share music with each other before she passed a few years ago. But she has been remembered by very, very fondly by almost everyone in the ambient underground community.
And I'd never heard that before. That was beautiful. And you do this very well, where you introduce really beautiful, amazing records to me. So
I'm so glad.
I like that.
You
Thank
as well. Following that, we played an Eila Star track called Chimes, Second Date. It was the first track that I ever recorded with now Eila Star member Miriam, It was actually on our second date when we recorded that.
And I made the comment earlier, and I'm going to make it again here, that more dates need to start with just recording a song together. Like, that is
right.
That is fantastic.
I mean, if you sound like that on the second date, then there must be some chemistry.
Something's
there.
working out well. Yeah, absolutely. And for context, often Eila Star performs as a duo, but sometimes it's a solo act. And so Miriam is often when you're doing a duo set.
This will be the first time that she's going to be performing at a live set.
So just recording previously.
Yeah, just recording.
I love that. Very cool.
Noah and Gage are some of our friends that have been. Noah's been on almost every Eila Star record since the beginning of the project, and Gage has joined us for the most recent one, Fairy Tales. He unfortunately lives very far away and will not be performing at this show with us. But
yeah. You have quite a few people that you perform with who are kind of not local, as they say.
Yeah, I was actually just in Utah recently and got to record some stuff with Gage for another project.
Excellent. This is
secret project to be revealed later.
This is the other thing, is that Valarie and I already play in a band together. We have projects solo, and then you have several bands that you're also contributing. I think the way they put this is that you're a lifer when it comes to music. Like any chance you can, you'll be playing somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's an addiction. Might need to be checked on. Who knows?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. And then we closed that with a Dead Air Fresheners track, actually, which was what we led into. That was 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
In dog years.
And before we forget, wouldn't want to mention, right before the Dead Air Fresheners and right after the Eila Star track was a track from Jeff Cantu de Disma, one of my
I forgot about that.
Also all-time favorite ambient musicians. A song called Charnel Ground 11.
Yeah. Again, that whole set was very kind of soothing and kind of centering in a way. Like a very, all of those songs kind of had like different qualities that kind of scratched a little bit of that kind of itch in a.
I believe they were all improvised.
Oh,
I might be wrong. But
I love that. See, very cool, very cool. Well, we had threatened that you were going to play live today, and so why don't we play a song, give you a chance to kind of transition, and then do you want to maybe do a little live performance?
Yeah. I'll play a little song.
Cool. Well, you got that to look forward to in a moment. But let's got it here. Okay, yeah. So one of the artists that Brad was mentioning when we had them on the call earlier was Vladimir, I think Usachevsky is how you pronounce this, electronic composer. And so I think we'll play one of those tunes while you get a chance to set up. And then when we come back, we'll have some live Eila Star here on Mid-Valley Mutations, Sheena's Jungle Room, and WFMU.
Mid-Valley Mutations.
Oh,
Mid-Valley.
Like Elliot here. Now, he's kitted out to play this online game of the future with literally hundreds of other players all over the world in real time.
Mutations.
Okay, let's see if we can do a quick little sound check here.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
How's that sound?
Mid-Valley Mutations. Mid-Valley. Sounds great.
Cool. Let's get a little signal from the other. Oh, cool. Is that loud enough, or is that going to be? Do you need more?
That's great.
Cool. Let's just make sure it's not too loud, so that we're not peaking real quick. Maybe I should turn my mic down. Is that gonna be loud enough for you? I can go louder.
Yeah, a little louder. That's great.
Cool.
That's great. That's great.
And is that enough delay?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to get out of the mix here and turn this over. This is Eila Star performing live here on Mid-Valley Mutations, Sheena's Jungle Room, and WFMU. Please do your thing.
Je cherche une gomme, couché dans mon lit. C'est toujours comme ça. C'est toujours comme ça. Effacer ce que j'écris. Effacer ce que j'écris. Je cherche une gomme, couché dans mon lit. C'est toujours comme ça. C'est toujours comme ça. Effacer ce que j'écris. Effacer ce que j'écris.
That was great. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about the mic feedback.
Now, do we leave the delay on your...
Yeah, we definitely leave the delay.
Well, that was a little sampling of what you can expect from Eila Star when they perform live. Now, you have a pretty wide range of music, so it's not all like that. So.
No, I mean, and it's different every time, too. This is a complete reinterpretation of our song Jusqu'à ce qu'il ne reste plus rien. I will know how to say it.
I appreciate that the vehicle didn't drive past while you were performing, so that we got like a...
I mean, it could have been cool. Could have given it a little industrial vibe. But, there's going to be another reinterpretation of this same song performed on Saturday, but completely different genre, but same samples and same spoken word.
Yeah. Well, and we talked about this in person before, but I don't think we've actually talked about this on the show. The urge to kind of redo and reinterpret songs in different ways, making them kind of different from recordings than from live performances and whatnot, like wanting to kind of toy with that as much as possible.
Yeah. I think I personally would get bored of performing the same thing the same way, which with like rock bands and pop bands, there's got to be a little leeway for that. But
yeah. Well, and for most good bands I've seen, they do a little bit of that, where like the show is one thing, the album's one thing.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Like they reflect each other, but like they gotta have that part where they like do a little improv solo jam and kind of like see where the song goes and whatnot. And that's harder to do on a live album or on an album. Easier to do in a live show.
Definitely.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, why don't we play a couple more songs from your selections? Because we got you here in the studio. You picked all these great songs. And maybe in hour 3, we can do a little jam together where we play a little something like improvised?
Yeah, sounds great.
Nice.
I've been thinking about taking the vibe a little bit to a more of a ambient folksy zone.
Yeah.
I'll start with a weird noise remix I did of a Niels Fromm track, which, to introduce that one, I made it by, I used to have the record, I forget what it's called, but it was a soundtrack that Niels Fromm did. And there was a track on there called Them. And I played the record in reverse and at a faster speed, and just like absolutely fell in love with the way it sounded. So I recorded that and played around with the mixing and distortion and recorded myself reading a poem that I wrote on top of it. And yeah, I think it's pretty fun. So I'll start with that and then go to the ambient folksy stuff.
I'm going to mention this just briefly because I love playing records at the wrong speed, because you get really interesting results usually when you do. And I remember we had some friends when I was younger who would play this one Cure record, the Fascination Street remix. It was regularly at 33, but they would replay it at 45 to get this like really crazy hyper dance like sound to it.
Yeah, and I need to play around with that more when I'm listening to records.
Yeah. The other thing we used to do is we'll take like Pet Shop Boys and play it at like 16 speed, and it sounds like an industrial band with like a really deep voice.
Oh, that's so rad.
So playing records at the wrong speed is a great way to spend your day. Which track are we playing? There we go. Yeah, we're doing this live, so it's a little on the fly, but we'll make it work. It's Mid-Valley Mutations, Sheena's Jungle Room, WFMU, and we've got Eila Star picking the songs.
Mid-Valley Mutations.
It's gonna be fun. Enjoy. Wait a minute. Are you? We might have. Do we have you? Oh wait. I. Hold on one moment.
You switched the source?
I switched the source because we were trying to not interrupt your live performance, which was smart. But now, we need this.
Do I have effects still?
You do now.
And we're back.
someone I was looking for. There is no more. My tongue is weak from a kick or two. The wood is dry. I think of you. Turn my face to the back of a chair to keep my essence there. It has been a week. It's been a week too long. There are some things that I've been doing wrong. See, the time it takes for you is the time it takes for me. So don't agree. If it's late, then I will go. Turn the lights out, turn them slow. Like you turn me upside down and face the ground. Spin a leg and spin a tree. Listen, girl, I think of you. Back up by the back of a chair. I left you there. It's been a week. It's been a week too long. There are some things that I've been doing wrong. See, the time it takes for you is the time it takes for me. So don't agree. You could be my destiny. You could mean that much to me. You could be my destiny. You could mean that much to me. You could be my destiny. You could mean that much to me. I'm left in the dirt, just in the way. You're fading into the ground ahead. Smoky bears within my hands. I do not understand.
Mid-Valley Mutations.
All this feedback. It's Mid-Valley Mutations here on Sheena's Jungle Room. WFMU. Whoops. We're gonna have some fun playing around with this. So let's make sure everything's plugged in correctly. We're gonna do a sound check on the air. How's that work? Does that sound good? Oh, sound good out there? Yeah, that sounds good. So I think Valarie and I are going to do like a little jam here, kind of see where things go and where things take us. And we're just going to kind of make this up off the... Oh, do we want to talk about the songs we just played, actually, before we get into this?
Oh, sure, yeah. So the first one was that remix that I was talking about. The first one was that Niels Fram song.
I'll let the delay wear off.
All right. Then the next one was from one of my best friends, Ryland.
I want to underline this. You remixed that Niels Fram.
That's correct.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure people caught that.
Oh yeah. Sure. And yeah, the next song was from CG Dead, one of the many monikers of Ryland Borough. And he's playing a cover in a crowded park, as described by the title of the song, and it's just one of my favorite recordings I've ever heard, honestly. It's just so perfect. The winds, the people talking in the park over the sad emo guitar, acoustic guitar, it's just perfect. I love it.
I love that.
Keeping it with friends, I followed it up with the band Crick, that my friend Courtney fronts. And it was their song again. Also just a perfect song, so beautiful. Next up was from one of my favorite bands, R.A.P. Nobody died, but they're not a band anymore. Yuck. and this is them doing a live performance of their song "Shook Down."
Thank you for introducing me to that, because I have a soft spot for that kind of rock and roll, and
it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. You reach a certain age, and you're like not afraid to say like, it doesn't have to be punk. Give me just rock and roll. It's fine.
Yeah. Just good old rock and roll. I feel like that fit into the vibe. And then another song selected, a song from one of my friends, Daniel Weaver, "Around the Bend."
Yeah, that was great. I dug that. And then we closed that section off with another one of the tracks that Brad had recommended. A gentleman, Conlon Nancaro, I think is. Who knows? But yeah, was the piece that Brad was talking about, where they had a player piano, and so they were kind of like punching out the notes and then having the machine play it back for them. So laborious but interesting.
So cool.
Yeah. So I think I guess we just got to check your laptop if you're going to play anything off of there.
Oh yeah.
And then I think we might be getting into some jams here. I think you're good. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, that's you. Cool. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit of Mini Mutations versus Eila Star. Eila Star versus Mini Mutations. Combo, collab, something new.
We'll see who wins.
Whoa, yeah, there we go. Well, let's turn all this all the way down. Let's start from scratch. And yeah, enjoy.
Larger than life, furiously energetic, endlessly creative. Types do well in Hollywood. In all of show business in Hollywood. Euphoric highs and crippling lows seem to go with the territory and don't attract the stigma found everywhere else.
Fisher, known to the world as Princess Leia in the Star Wars movies, and she's on the edge of sanity. She's, constantly not mad enough to be committed, but not sane enough to lead much of a normal life.
Somewhere in London. You can see the tiny little picture here on this picture. And there they all are trying to beat our champion. There's his medals. He's got a gold medal or two. What's it like, Elliot?
It's really good fun.
And you've got special glasses which show you the picture in 3D. And there's a very interesting chair here which sort of strobes or something. What's it do?
It makes you feel like you're in the game. You hear rockets fire past you, and you've got this 3D sound, and when everything explodes with you.
Pulsates. The World Wide Web isn't just for serious redheads like Edward. It's for absolutely everything.
digital area with our local family ready to take up the challenge of the internet. This is Judy and Mike and their sons Matt and David. Hello.
Galloping along at a great speed, it is better than any drug that you could ever take. God, if you will, is saving you parking spots. Songs are being played on the radio for you. You're just so enthusiastic about everyone. And everyone must be enthusiastic about you. And it's just, come along, I've got a great idea. I've got this unbelievable idea. Let's go to India. Then you'll just start going way too fast. And you're faster than anyone that you're around, and that's not fun. You're on the phone far too long. You're not getting any sleep. Nothing is going fast enough for you. Come on, keep up with me, you guys. Come on.
Excellent. Well, we've got some challenges for you guys to get on with today. We're going to start with you boys. Now, you've had plenty of experience on the internet, haven't you? Okay, so where do you mainly use the internet?
School, doing projects and things.
Well, we thought the web would be too easy for you guys, so we've set you a task that involves creating a special email to invite people to a Halloween party. We want it to be as exciting as possible with music and graphics and stuff. So you can get to that.
You are.
Yeah, which is half the battle.
I am standing on rocks, flaming speeches to the world. You know, I have a lot to say. I have messages from deep space, in fact. And I stayed awake for 6 days, and I did lose my mind.
Logging off. But for how long? Little field recording I think I took out on the patio that's playing us out here. That I liked that. That was good. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That was cool.
Yeah, fooling around a little in the Lava Lamp Lounge. A taste of what Mini Mutations often brings to the show. It's not always like that.
And that was all completely improvised too. And I played an instrument I've never played before.
Yeah. The little chaos pad here. I think I turned it down. There we go.
Yeah, that thing is so awesome.
Yeah, this is a fun little toy where Korg makes such good gear. And when I saw that they had like a little touch interface that was not necessarily a keyboard, but like a different way to kind of interface with their synths, I was like, I'm on board. This is great.
It is so much fun.
Yeah. And maybe for those who are keeping track at home, we had one of the Moth Hunter tapeworms as well in the mix for a little while. That was the Korg Chaos Pad KP3 Plus for people who are keeping track. And then we also had the Bastel granular sampler playing a few things here and there. And then you were playing some samples and fooling around on your computer.
Yeah, I saw what I could find on my laptop. It doesn't hold much space, so there's not much, but I found some stuff and it kind of worked.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that I appreciate about this kind of hey. Oh, actually, now I can play it. Oh, that's too loud. The fun part about this is kind of like finding where things fall and whatnot. And I think you had the right kinds of sounds to complement something like this.
Well, thank you.
I think in the vernacular of Nurse with Wound, they would say that this is a little bit of sound pooling, where you had a bunch of sounds and I had a bunch of sounds, and we just kind of put them together to see how it worked.
Kind of riffed, yeah. Back to back, DJ.
We got a little bit more time left, so for those of you who have hung in this long and were not scared away by some of the chaos of the earlier parts of the show.
No, they're down with it. They're cool like that.
We're plugging a little bit of something we're doing on Saturday. Eila Star, Mini Mutations, Dead Air Fresheners with Mac Dog, who called in earlier to kind of talk about their career as a tape maker and an oddball artist, which I quite liked. They're playing with the Dead Air Fresheners, and then last on that bill, Brad Anderson, who we had at the top of the show, calling in and kind of picking some tunes throughout the night. And we're gonna all be at the Portland Arts Collective in Old Town Portland, downtown. Downtown on a Saturday. It's gonna be wild. I'm kind of hoping that people walk past and then
just kind of wander in
and see what's going
pulled
on.
In by
the sounds. Yeah. Oh, do we have a guest trying to get in? Let's see.
Hello.
I think I have you in the call, sir.
Muted?
Oh, but maybe you are muted. Well, that is something you'll have to work on yourself, sir. But please feel free to. I think you figured it out. Hey, how's it going, sir? Nice. Somebody's adding to the mix. Love it.
Welcome aboard Harmony. Welcome aboard Harmony.
And if you want to get in on the mix, please go to bit.ly/MVM audience participation, all one word. You could be joining in on the fun, playing some samples, getting in on this.
This friend of mine says to me, does your doctor know that you behave this way? What do you mean? Then we sort of have an argument, and I cry for 4 hours.
I don't know if they're still in the mix. They are. I guess we got to keep going. We got something in the mix. Let's we got another 30 minutes, so let's do this. All right. Obviously, if you want to take a break, by all means.
No, I'm vibing. It's fun.
And I'm unable to stop. And I know there's something wrong with that.
Now, Mum and Dad, you really haven't ever been on the internet before, have you? Never, nothing. Well, we've got some good challenges to get you started. First off, how much do you know about your surname?
Not very much, but we know it has connections with Birmingham.
With Birmingham? Well, we want you to investigate the ancestry of the name Gideon. We want you to find out if there have ever been any famous heroes or villains in your past. That's your task. And Mum, we want you to try and find and book a romantic weekend away for the two of you. Exciting. Now, if you manage to book it during the time when we're on air, then you can have 250 quid budget for your trip. If you don't, you're going to be at home with the kids. So get to it now.
I call this doctor, and I go in and I see her. You know, we're talking and I'm laughing and I'm spinning around in chairs. And the doctor says,
That's the diagnosis. That's bipolar. That's manic depression.
Thank you so much, caller, for calling in. We're going to have to do something together. This is a member of the Digital Salon. I don't want to necessarily out them unless they feel like saying who they are. But yeah, you can do this too. Go to bit.ly/MVM audience participation, all one word. You can get into the call, send your own stuff to the show. I think we might be kind of winding down this part because I think we wanted to play a couple more songs that you picked before we really close the show.
Sure.
But thank you so much. Maybe you can identify yourself in the Digital Salon if you want to tell people who you were, who was throwing in some of that stuff on that last mix there. That was really good.
Thank you for your samples. That was fun.
Please do that more. Now, let's we played all those. We don't want to play those songs. We want to play different songs. Do you want to pick a couple and we'll go from there? This is, of course, Eila Star hanging out with Mini Mutations here on Mid-Valley Mutations, Sheena's Jungle Room, WFMU. Getting close to the end of the show, but we've had a pretty good time so far. And I gotta say, you've been introducing me to some cool music. I think this show on Saturday is going to be a lot of fun. I think people got a sense of what the show on Saturday is going to be like. Programming note, there will be Carrie Fisher samples. But yeah, let's hear a few more tunes here, and then we'll kind of wrap things up on that side of the equation. Thank you so much for coming in and picking all these tunes for us. This is great.
Yeah, thank you. 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 Yeah, thank you.
Cool, we're doing this on the fly, and so we're just trying to make sure nothing's broken. Stick around, there's a little bit more show left, and then we'll wrap things up.
Mid-Valley Mutations.
Mid-Valley Mutations.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week here on the show. Thank you so much, Valarie, for joining me. We had a lot of fun. I really liked that jam we did together. That was good.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. And if we want to find music by Eila Star, of course, where would we go?
Mostly Bandcamp. You'll find the most stuff there. I'm kind of anti-streaming, so only a select few of our tracks are streaming, but
streaming gets worse and worse as time goes on. So
the best way to listen to Eila Star is to get a CD. There's so many CD-only songs.
Yeah. Now, you did this thing that I quite love where there are songs on the CD that are not available online anywhere. And then if you go to and buy the digital album, there's digital tracks that are not on the CD. Yeah, which I love that. That's like tailor your experience to what medium you prefer.
I just love collecting, and I love secret little gems for people who make the effort to collect.
Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about the couple of songs that we played before we close things out?
Yeah, it looks like we started with Crushing by Blythefield. Just another ambient underground legend out there. And then I played, speaking of CD-only stuff or physical music-only stuff, a track from Eila Star's CD-only release, collection of live music from 2023 to 2025. That was a live performance of Encore Intérieur from 2023. And then close that out with a very long title. They say if you hold the fish in your mouth long enough, it will start to swim. And for as long as it swims, the moon disappears. And for as long as the moon disappears, there's no way to feel loneliness. By Ricky E. Dacid.
Oh man, I love that. And it sounds like some people heard a little bit of our Vietnam talk before we got on the mics, so that's exciting.
It's got big plans.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap things up here in a moment, but if you enjoyed any part of this and you want to come and check us out, we're gonna be at the Portland Arts Collective, Old Town Portland, on Saturday. There's gonna be 4 bands: Dead Air Fresheners with Mac Dog, Brad Anderson, Mini Mutations, and Eila Star. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think you guys should come and check it out if you are so inclined. It's a good way to spend your weekend, I think.
And a great excuse to go to Portland.
Right. Let's see here. Stay tuned for Radio Trouble, which is up next with Dawson Nina. Always a lot of fun to hang out with those folks and listen to their tunes. Yeah, what can I say? You guys are wonderful. You guys are beautiful. And without you, there would be no show. Be seeing you.
Mid-Valley Mutations was produced for Sheena's Jungle Room on WFMU. Created by Austin Rouge and Mitch Headroom. Theme songs by Shadows in Blue. Visit shadowsinblue.bandcamp.com for more information. Emotional support, Marla, Leander, Oryx and Craig. Local denizens of the Mid-Valley, where the magic happens. Engineering and technical support by the Lava Lamp Lounge, where the elite meet to make radio treats that can't be beat. More information, austinrich.org. While money can't buy happiness, it certainly lets you choose your own form of misery.
Mid-Valley
Be seeing you.
Mutations.
Oh, well, who wants to live forever?